Okay, have you ever felt like you had to kind of shrink yourself to make other people feel more comfortable? Or maybe that all your different interests and talents just seem to confuse people? Well, let's get into it, because today we're diving into this really powerful piece by Donald Matthew Varnado that's basically a manifesto for anyone who just refuses to be put in a box. And it all kicks off with one heck of a declaration.
Right out of the gate, the tone is just so direct, so unapologetic. You can tell this isn't going to be some gentle suggestion. Nope. This is a clarification. It's a line in the sand for anyone who might not get what it means to be vibrantly, fully yourself. And wow, does that grab your attention. It totally prepares you for the core truth that's coming next.
And there it is. Just 3 simple words, but they are the absolute bedrock of this entire piece. The point is, this isn't about some recent change or a brand new personality. It's a declaration of a consistent, lifelong identity that's just now, well, it's just now becoming fully visible to everyone else.
So, what does it actually mean to have always been this way? In this first part, the author really starts to break down and dismantle all those common ideas people have about individuals who seem to embody, these really contradictory traits.
This just hits a common social bias head-on, doesn't it? We kind of expect cheerful people to be, simple, and deep thinkers to be all serious and somber. The author just completely rejects that. You can be upbeat and you can deliver profound truths with the precision of a scalpel. They're not mutually exclusive, not at all. They're just parts of a whole person.
And here's the real kicker. It's this total rejection of performing for palatability. You know that thing we do where we tone ourselves down just to be more easily digested by other people? The author is saying, look, all of these facets, the intelligence, the silliness, the depth, they've always existed together. It's just such a powerful stand against that pressure to show the world a simpler, easier version of yourself.
So where does it go from here? Well, this next section is absolutely key because it draws this super sharp line between transformation and revelation. It's not about becoming someone else. It's about letting who you already are finally be seen.
And this just lays it out so perfectly, right? This is the central conflict. The outside world sees what looks like this dramatic change and they think, oh, you're becoming someone new. But the internal reality, the author's truth, is so much simpler. I am becoming more visible. The person was always there, just maybe a little hidden, a little dimmed.
Talk about flipping the script. This is such a powerful reversal of responsibility. The author is basically saying that if you're confused by their complexity, well, that confusion is yours to deal with. It's not their problem to solve by shrinking themselves. That is a radical act of self-acceptance. So, what is this identity that people find so confusing? And that brings us to the core identity the author claims, the polymath. But listen. This isn't just about having a bunch of hobbies or being good at a few different things. It is a much, much deeper, more integrated way of being. Let's really break down what that means. See, this being operates across so many different domains. It starts with the mind, right? They think like a theorist, always building frameworks, always seeing the big picture. But it's not just logic. It's also about the soul. They create like an artist, bringing new ideas and beauty into the world. And it's grounded in the practical, too. They build like an engineer, taking all those abstract ideas and actually turning them into real, functional things. Then it goes even deeper, into the spiritual. They feel like a mystic, trusting an intuition that goes way beyond just pure logic. And finally, it all comes together in how they express themselves. They speak like a poet, using language with heart, with rhythm, and with real precision. Okay, so after that incredible rapid-fire sequence of roles, we get this really solid, grounding definition. A polymath is not just a jack of all trades. Nope, according to the author, it's a person who has truly integrated all these different ways of being into one cohesive whole. They can just move seamlessly between all these different fields and modes of thought. And this right here, digs even deeper. Polymathy is really an internal state. Sovereignty over your own mind, your own skills. Being fluent in paradox, that's the ability to hold 2 opposite truths at the same time. And I love this idea of wearing different crowns, but not letting them own you. It's so important. You can be a theorist, an artist, an engineer, but none of those labels fully defines you. You are the whole, not just a collection of fragments. So if this has always been the author's true nature, you might be wondering, what happened? What gives? Well, this next section explains that process of returning to that core self,
and they call it alignment, not change. And we're back to that central theme again, external perception versus internal reality. The world says you've changed, which, let's be honest, often has a little bit of judgment attached. But the author's response, nah, I've aligned, just completely reframes the whole experience. It's not about becoming different, it's about becoming more authentic to the person you've always been.
And you gotta know, this didn't just happen passively. This slide shows us the very active steps they took. It all started with subtraction, letting go of the people, patterns, and places that were holding them back. And by clearing all that stuff away, it allowed for a return to their true self. The result? A real, tangible sense of health, vitality, and just pure clarity.
And that brings us to the grand finale of the piece. Now that the alignment is complete, the author is basically setting new terms of engagement for how they're going to interact with the world from now on.
We've come full circle, right back to that central theme, but now there's this crucial new part. I'm just not hiding it anymore. And then that direct instruction, approach accordingly. This is a clear boundary. It puts the responsibility on everyone else to adjust their expectations, not on the author to dim their own light.
I mean, what a fantastic modern way to put it. This isn't a test run. This isn't a beta version. The fully aligned, fully visible Polymath is officially online. The system is running exactly as intended, without any apology, and at its absolute highest potential. And with that, the argument is closed. It's the final mic drop. The author accepts that some people might stay confused, but they flat out refuse to carry the burden of that confusion anymore. And that last line, and now so do you, that is such a powerful transfer of knowledge. After going through this piece, we can't claim we don't know. We've been told exactly who this person is.
So this leaves us with a really provocative question to think about for ourselves, doesn't it? This whole explainer has been about one person's incredible declaration of self, but the core message? It's universal. It really challenges us to look inward and ask, what parts of our own complexity, our own radiance, have we been dimming just for the comfort of others? What would it look like if our own program finally started running at full capacity?